I just had one friend, the father passed away from cancer because not enough coverage. There's no system, there's no safety net. So they fall through the crack and they're done. So I'm Jonas. I'm originally from Singapore, but I lived 15 years in California, Silicon Valley. We had old folks staying with us, 2 Americans. Through their life, as they moved into retirement, I started to realize there's a huge disparity in terms of coverage for healthcare, and the health is just keep degrading. So we want to be sure that we'll be taken care of. US is just too expensive to be well covered. So now that I'm back in Singapore for the last 1 year, I do realize that's not cheap. I realize that's not the place to retire in.
How did you do your research on the medical system, and how did you come to that conclusion?
I chanced upon thinking of the Golden Visa to Portugal while thinking about retirement. So that's when I started to do more studying. There's multiple websites, forums that you can go to. It's like, hey, healthcare is free, but how free? And I asked some eyewitnesses. So I talked to some European colleagues, and then we had a chat from their own experiences. They shared about their parents who lived through cancer, who lived through the medical system there, and they said, and it's true, it's all free, even the medicine. So I was like pretty awesome.
And tell me about your trip to Portugal when you went over with the family. What did you experience?
Oh yeah, we went to Lisbon, we went to Porto. Yeah, and we went there, I think thanks to Chris, thanks to your recommendation. And after we looked at the place, we felt pretty confident after that. We were out early in the morning, we were out late in the night. We don't feel threatened. We were very surprised how safe we felt in these 2 cities. Compared to California. Compared to California, for example, you don't feel safe. Once the night falls, you don't feel that safe. There's certain areas you just cannot be there at the time. Right? And we really had no problem moving around, getting things done, because surprisingly a lot of folks speak English very well. And we talked to some of the folks there. They're very welcoming. They showed us around. We want some numbers. They gave us some numbers. And people are nice. So I don't see myself having difficulty integrating with the folks later on as I retire. Looking forward to it actually. And the lifestyle is slower in Portugal. You can really feel it. How do I say? It's like food comes slower. They take their time, but the service is excellent. They make sure that they deliver what they think they're best to you, and they really pay attention to quality, which is very interesting. And they come talk to you in English too. And I can feel that the young people there all speak English very well, and they communicate their ideas about what they want to do next thing. I can feel that they're really hungry to go on a new adventure. They're just waiting for some opportunity. So in that aspect, I think business-wise could be an interesting point of entry there, because opportunity cost seems to be low. We actually talked to some folks there as well who are doing business in Portugal. So they said, yeah, it's a great place to be. The average salary is low in Portugal compared to Singapore, for example, and definitely California, which means that labor-wise, talent-wise, they're going to come at a much better cost. Anyway, I think the investment was kind of, to some extent, capital protected. Plus, there's still some interest received at the end of each year. So I think that's pretty okay. I think I calculated it's like a 2.94 PA. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Tell me more about the opportunity for perhaps your daughter here in the longer term.
Oh yeah, in the longer term, having that EU citizenship will give her much more opportunities elsewhere too. She don't necessarily have to compete with a very competitive Singapore system and the university here, but now she has also other opportunity in the 27 EU countries to think about, and a lot of them actually have free education. So I'm looking forward to having her doing that, and rather than to have just a simple, I won't say simple, but a very overly competitive local experience in university. Yeah, and anyway, that's actually one of my plans when I set forth on this path. So, one of the many plans.
If you were to turn the clock back, knowing what you know now, would you have done anything differently?
I think it's also a timing about opportunity cost, right? Like when is the right time to move in respect to your income at the currently, and then also looking into the future, what you want to do next. If you are comfortable with your income and you want to start exploring something else later on, I think right now it's time to start. Don't wait anymore. Because we are talking about an EU country, about processing all this. It's going to take time. So you can't wait anymore. You got to do it. For other folks who wants to come on this path, I highly encourage them, especially if they're looking into retirement, looking into business opportunities as they retire at the same time, for something to do. You don't want to be just not doing anything. So as you retire, you could explore business opportunity, because economic-wise, the cost, everything is much lower. Number 2, actually, which I also found out when I was there, is that I encountered a lot of PhD students And they were telling me that master's degree onwards, usually they conduct it in English, and it's free. The courses are free to all of them. So, and if you have interest to pursue something that you couldn't do before, you could study.
And in terms of experience you've had with Marlow Bray, tell us some more about your experiences.
Right, I really thank Chris, thank you, to really keep us updated every possible opportunity and opportunity to meet every now and then. I think it helps to give us more reassurance. After all, we have conducted this just online from California to Singapore, right? And helping us to follow up on certain issues that we have by addressing any issues we have quickly, timely, that further give us more reassurances, and that really helps. Yeah, I think you guys just have to talk to them, experience it for yourself. You guys have to experience it, seriously. And I'll see you there in Portugal.
Fantastic.